Chiefs Minicamp is in the books. Welcome into this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we'll go over our full list of winners and losers from Minicamp, go over all the highlights and everything you need to know coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, the Raiders report, Mitchell Renz and company, they put out a challenge. Mitch, he was talking some smack today. He was telling me, Tyler, you guys are not beating us in this like battle for the month of June. And you're damn sure not going to get 1,000 likes on today's video because Kansas City Chiefs fans are frauds. And I said, Mitch, first off, you're wrong. The Chiefs Kingdom is going to show up and show out and prove why we have the best fans in the division and across the rest of the National Football League. So back me up on this, folks. Prove them wrong, like the video, and let's get 1,000 likes, and we'll get started with today's show. Mandatory minicamp for the Kansas City Chiefs has wrapped up, and I would say it was very successful for Kansas City as attendance was very high. It was mostly positive of the things that we heard across the board based on just exactly what went down on all three phases in offense, defense, and special teams. And now let's go ahead and put a bow on this and tell you about the guys that stood out to us, starting on offense with none other than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the first winner on our winners list. The Chiefs quarterback has had a fantastic offseason with this squad. He's felt very comfortable about this receiving core. They put a big emphasis on getting the passing game going again, particularly when it comes to the downfield passing attack. And this is what he had to say on mandatory minicamp this week. Whenever you have a guy that you spent that time with and had that connection with, you can hit the ground running because you know those things are different. So seeing that with Xavier this year and Hollywood and Rasheed and Juju, all these guys, man, they've done a great job of working and continue to work to get even better. You can talk about the stuff that's happened in prior years, and that's where me and Travis have had so much success. When you get multiple years of reps with guys, you continue to get even better and better on the field. He's locked in, folks, and he's feeling himself. Patrick is looking extremely confident with the way that he is gelling with his guys here in minicamp and OTAs and all that. They're all on the same page. Rasheed Rice looks to be 100% healthy, and he's good to go. We heard nothing but good things about Jalen Royals, how he's adapted. Juju had a good minicamp as well. And I'll say this, too. One of the things that has grinded my gears over the last couple of months is people that are discounting this Kansas City Chiefs receiving core and saying that they are not that good, that they have not improved, and it's just not accurate. Sure, they didn't make any major additions, really, outside of drafting Jalen Royals here, but the additions that they have are internally. Getting Hollywood back and Rasheed Rice up to full speed, that was essentially their free agency, and I think they're set up for success, and Patrick feels comfortable. He feels confident about it. To me, that's a great sign moving forward from here. Folks, want to make sure you're subscribed to the Kansas City Chiefs Report as we bring you daily news and rumors, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day. Live shows each and every Tuesday, breaking news, Q&A mailbags. Your one-stop shop for all things Kansas City Chiefs is the Kansas City Chiefs Report, the most interactive Chiefs channel on YouTube. Let's get at least 20 new subs off today's video, folks. Stay up to date with everything happening. The countdown to training camp is on here on the channel. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Up next is Travis Kelce. The Chiefs' star tight end is back for another season amid all the retirement speculation, and he's got some unfinished business, it would appear. There were reports that he was entering minicamp down about 25 pounds, that he's been working extremely hard in the state of Florida, preparing for what could be his final season, and this is what Kelce had to say on returning to the Chiefs in 2025. I love football. I don't think I really thought about it that much when it comes to retirement. My friends and family and the team and the guys and women in this building, I love coming into work every single day. It wasn't a very tough one for me. I know I'm getting older, but at the same time, I still feel like I got a lot that I can prove in this league. With that being said, it wasn't really that hard of a decision for me. And I think that Travis Kelce has had a bit of an awakening of sorts within the last couple of months, seeing who he was last year compared to what he's been in the past. He was not his typical Travis Kelce. Now, where I have to correct the record compared to what some people are saying with Travis Kelce is that he was not bad last year. Contrary to popular belief, it was a down year, but it wasn't a bad year for Travis Kelce. And I think with him putting in the work, with going all out, being a man on a mission this year, we have every reason to think if he stays healthy, this should be the best version of Kelce we've seen in quite some time. And another thing that I would add to that is his role is changing. With Rashee Rice coming back healthy, and I think he's going to look like a top 10 receiver in this league, there's going to be less pressure on Kelce and less attention drawn to him. I think he's not going to have nearly as many double teams. He's not going to be the number one option anymore, and that's okay. And I think he's going to have a nice season ahead. Will Travis Kelce have a big year in 2025? Predicted for me. Weigh in, let us know. Type Y for yes, in for no, and tell us what you think Travis Kelce is going to do this season. Up next, we find offensive guard Trey Smith. And the reason he is on the winners list, folks, is pretty simple with Trey Smith. He showed up. Yes, you heard that right. Trey Smith, he showed up to training camp and or to a mandatory minicamp, that is. And that's a big deal for the Kansas City Chiefs, to have Trey Smith there and to take part in a mandatory minicamp with the contract situation. He's still looking to get paid. He got the franchise tag. I would totally understand. And you could be the biggest Chiefs homer in the world, and you can feel the way I do when it comes to Trey Smith. You could understand his frustrations of what he's going through right now. But he is not letting that phase him at all at this point. And CBS Sports' Tyler Sullivan put it this way when it comes to Trey Smith. Despite being secured for the upcoming year, Smith is looking for some long-term security in the form of an extension. Whenever that's the case, there's the question of whether said player will show up to those workouts or hold out until a deal is reached. The fact that Smith was in attendance provides some optimism that a deal to keep him in KC for the long haul could be on the horizon. And you think about going back to OTAs. Trey Smith was not there, and that was not a mandatory thing to be at OTAs. But when his teammates needed him to show up, when they were looking for him to be there at mandatory minicamp, he was there. And that tells me all I need to know, that Trey Smith wants to stay in Kansas City, that he's looking to get a deal done, and that everything that's going on behind the scenes when it comes to trying to come up with an agreement, that he's not going to let that become a distraction. And one thing Chris Jones was talking about this week was he was asked, hey, what type of advice would you give Trey Smith? Because you went through a situation similar to this a couple of years ago when he missed that game against Detroit. Detroit beat them. And Chris Jones basically said, hey, don't listen to me and how I handled my situation. And I think that Trey Smith, the way that he's carried himself so far, everything's been looking good. They're on the right track. Who is a winner from Chiefs Mandatory Minicamp? We've gone through a few names. We've got a couple more to get to, but we want to hear from you guys. Who comes to mind? Weigh in the comments section and let us know who you think a winner from Mandatory Minicamp is. Got a great deal for Chiefs fans right now. We have Nike Chiefs T-shirts on sale at a very affordable cost, along with free shipping as well. Chatsports.com/ChiefsNike is where you can get these today. It's about to get hot, folks, and you need more T-shirts. You need to be repping your favorite team as well. Why not get one of these Nike Chiefs T-shirts on sale, plus free shipping? We have all sorts of different shapes and sizes available. Chatsports.com/ChiefsNike to get yours today. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Up next, we find the rookie Josh Simmons making this list. And even with the limitations and everything, coming back from injury, Josh Simmons is still making the most of every single opportunity in front of him, and he's caught the attention of his head coach, Andy Reid, who knows the offensive line as well as anybody. Big Red said this on Josh Simmons. You can see his athletic ability. You can see his want to. He's got a great attitude. He's approached everything the right way, plus a little bit extra. You could tell if you just want to look at his rehab, you can see that he's got a mindset that I'm going to get it in there. Pause. He worked his tail off to get there, so we respect that part. He's done a nice job. He's worked well, and we'll just see what training camp does. It's great to hear from Andy, and this goes back to all the way at rookie minicamp to OTAs and now to minicamp, where Josh Simmons, even with the limitations, he is still taking advantage, taking the bull by the horns. And we know that the reporting that's been out there within the last few weeks that he is the favorite to be the week one starter. I don't think anything's going to be handed to him. I mean, we told you earlier in the week about Josh Simmons pointing out that he's keeping close tabs on Jalen Moore and that Jalen Moore is doing a really good job in the offseason program as they compete for the starting role. But I think barring any major setbacks, if Josh Simmons continues to get healthy and continues to do all these right things, he'll be ready to go week one, and he'll be your starting left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. Got one more winner to get to in a moment, but let's ask you, do you believe in Josh Simmons? If you do, type B for believe. If not, type D for don't. Sound off and tell us what you think about the rookie. Last on our list, we find running back Brashard Smith, the 7th-round selection out of Southern Methodist University. And you look at this running back room for the Kansas City Chiefs, there are some questions, right? Is Isaiah Pacheco going to get back to his old self? What's Kareem Hunt going to do? Is the offensive line going to be good enough for the run game to return to be effective? But one area where they could get some help already, it seems, at least as the depth pieces from the rookie Brashard Smith. Pete Sweeney of Arrowhead Pride putting this out this week. During the first period, quarterback Gardner Minshew hit rookie running back Brashard Smith in the right flat. Smith began darting upfield, stopping sharply and cutting left, allowing corner Najee Johnson to pass by. Smith isn't suddenly going to be an RB1, but eager to see live padded sessions at training camp. He's emerging, and the Chiefs don't necessarily need him to be RB1 right now. He very well might be in the future. He could be that lead running back in the coming years ahead, but at least right now, he's on the right track. He's got good experience as both a runner and a pass catcher. I think he's going to be a natural fit, and I expect to see plenty of him in the coming weeks ahead. The losers list for the Kansas City Chiefs. I got two names for you. One is offensive guard Mike Caliendo. The other is wide receiver Justyn Ross. And let me explain why both these individuals made the losers list. Let's start with Mike Caliendo. Caliendo was talking this week, and I'll be honest, I didn't like some of the things I heard from Mike Caliendo. One, he's still talking about the Super Bowl loss and how much that affected him and all that. I'm like, dude, that was February. Like, you got to use that as motivation. We got to move on. We can't be having a hangover from something all the way back in February here. All right? Take some Xanax or, some ibuprofen or something. Like, can't be dreading on that. New season ahead. I didn't like that. But also another thing I didn't like was he talked about how uncomfortable he is with the competition at the left guard spot with Kingsley. What happened about iron sharpening iron, about making everybody better? Mike Caliendo, this is a huge opportunity for you, brother. I know that Kingsley's been playing very well in his offseason program, but come on, you should embrace that challenge. A chance for Caliendo to prove himself to be a full-time starter. I don't like the messaging from Mike Caliendo, personally speaking. I think it's unlikely he starts, but based on his body language and the things he's saying, I don't want him to start. That doesn't make me feel great, in all honesty. I like the guy. I hope things work out for him, that the Chiefs, the best man wins that left guard job, but that doesn't make me feel so good hearing that from Caliendo. Meanwhile, Justyn Ross, earlier this week, he left practice with an injury. Imagine that. Justyn Ross hurt again? Oh, crazy, right? You look at the receiver room. We've talked about it before. It's loaded. I don't think there's much of a chance for Justyn Ross to make the roster. I think the final wide receiver spot is going to come down to Nico and Taekwon to determine who's going to be there. And I just don't see things working out for Justyn Ross. They've given him plenty of opportunities, and he can't put it together. Simple as that. If you enjoyed today's show, you already know what to do. Hit that like button. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Thunder up!